it's Ruben. And along the course of the next couple of days, I will be doing the Lost City Trek. This is a 4-day hike that takes place in the north of Colombia and leads to, well, a lost city. I've heard different stories about this. Some people call it like the ultimate thing that you can do in Colombia, and other people are saying that the lost city isn't that much of a spectacle. Another major consideration when going on this trek is that it is quite expensive. It's about $350. And if you're a low-budget traveler like me, then you know that's quite some money. You can survive a long time from that. So I've decided that I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna do it. I've never done a trek like this before. 4 days into the jungle, I'm gonna see what it's about. And at the end of this video, I will be giving my advice, whether I think it's worth it, what you could take into consideration, and if you're doing it, whether you should take certain things into account or whatever. So obviously in this video, there's gonna be spoilers if you want to do the trek. So if you're just here to get the advice on whether or not you should do the trek, skip to the end of the video and then you'll know. Okay, let's go. Making sure you're well prepared for a hike, it makes it so much more fun. And I've actually received a list of things that I needed to bring, and let me just go through them and see what additions I made. First thing, obviously, what they said on the list is hiking shoes. Pants, shorts and long pants, underwear, bug spray, very important, sunscreen, a torch. They asked to bring a plastic bag, also toilet paper, which the hostel has very generously supplied. Long shorts, t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, swimwear, bottles of water, a towel, and they said 4 to 5 pairs of socks. So what I decided to do is to bring at least 5 more pairs of socks, and I don't think I will regret it. I decided to bring a small med kit, my pocket knife and duct tape, a sleeping mask, my GoPro, my e-reader, a power bank to charge my supplies, an umbrella because I never go anywhere without it, my sunglasses, toothbrush and stuff, also a dry bag to put my technology in, and very importantly, some alcohol. Actually, because today there's elections in Colombia, you're not allowed to buy alcohol actually, so I thought this was going to be quite difficult to get my hands on a bottle. It turned out to be pretty difficult. The hardest thing about making this purchase was convincing the man who sold it to me that I did not need a gram of cocaine to go with this bottle of alcohol. So yeah, and last but definitely not least, snacks. Since the filling capacity of my bag is not limitless, I have to make a choice and leave my umbrella behind, unfortunately. But I think I'll manage without it. My adventure already begins slightly different than most people that do the hike. Because of protests that are going on. I was supposed to leave yesterday to go to that place where the hike starts, but I couldn't because all the roads were blocked. And today they're gonna protest again, so instead I have to leave at 5:30 in the morning so that we might avoid the protests altogether. So yeah, it's off to an exciting start. Okay, so one of the benefits of waking up early is getting to see pretty skies like this. This taxi is gonna fit all 4 of us hopefully, and it should fit all of our stuff, but I don't know how this is gonna work. Yeah, this works. We managed to fit everything in there, like all squashed together. Hey, we made it to the office. Oh, I just paid, which is a lot of money gone from my account, but you know, if it's gonna be worth it, I'm gonna figure it out in the next couple of days. We seem to be all ready to go, so I think they're gonna take us to the start of the trek now. So we're off. Our voyage of 4 days has just started with a very bumpy ride. First tip, if you go on a hike, let people know that you're going away for a few days, because what she did is she posted an update that, what did you post?
I posted an update about the violence going on as a last post, and now I'll be offline for a couple of days.
So if the ride to the lost city is already an indication of what it's gonna look like, then yeah, it's gonna be good. Start with some breakfast. No, not for you. Oh, this is the tour that we are gonna do. We started here in Santa Marta. We are right now here at the village of Almemi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So today he said that we're gonna take motorcycles to go all the way up here, if I understood correctly.
Correct.
And then from there, normally you would go to this, I think you would walk from here and then go over there. But now,
Alfredo.
yeah, to Alfredo. But we are taking the motorcycles and then walking all the way to Camp 3. And then tomorrow, already on the second date, we are going to the Lost City, right? And then the other 2 days, we're gonna take it slow to go back to like that camp and then to that camp, and we're gonna see some things like waterfalls along the way, and that's when we'll make it back eventually to Almami. Did I miss anything?
No.
No? Oh, great. And let's hope we can see one of those along the way. Or one of those. I'll be happy with it, you can. We checked. Normally it is custom that you walk all the way and like you don't do the first part by motorcycle. But because of the roadblocks that they put up, large part of the group couldn't go yesterday. So the food that they had already bought was about to expire if we didn't do it the way that we're going to do it today. So I just think as a food preservation, we are going to take motorcycles on the first part, which is exciting. We've come across another roadblock. This one is luckily not violent, I hope. This is where our Lost City hike stops being a Lost City bike. We're gonna be walking from now on, and I think you're not too bummed out about that, right? How'd you like the ride?
Oh, very scary.
Very scary. How did you like it?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yes.
They drove
yes.
safely though.
I was thinking that the universe has our back.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, from now on, you know, the only dangers are going to be jaguars, snakes,
Mosquitoes.
scorpions, mosquitoes. So yeah, no. Yeah, no. Tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, these guys are on their way back. Yeah, yeah, you did it. Yeah. First steps. We're going the right way. What's it like?
It's beautiful there.
It's beautiful. Okay.
Absolutely worth it.
Good to know. What's it like?
It's really nice.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, you'll enjoy it.
Good. People that we've encountered so far look absolutely exhausted, but most of them are saying, well, actually all of them are saying that it is worth it. So that's something to look forward to. Color of like the mud path contrasted with the bright green of the jungle. It's beautiful. Something that I haven't read online or heard from anyone else is that so far the whole way smells like horse shit. Which, I mean, is fair. The mules here, they carry all the supplies, the stuff, the water. So,
The mules are the heroes. You wouldn't have anything to eat if they wouldn't be here.
yeah, no, exactly. The mules are actually the heroes of this trek. We would be lost on the lost trek without the mules. It's beautiful here. A challenging piece of, yeah, from step to step. Well, can you call them steps? Which animal do you hope to see on this tour?
I'm going for the jaguar.
Jaguar? You too, jaguar? What do you? Also jaguar? What do you hope? Puma.
Yeah.
I hope to see a toucan. Not the most exotic animal, but the first one we encounter. We're not even halfway through our first day yet, and I think I'm already starting to regret packing the extra stuff that I did. For now I'm fine, but I feel like it's gonna stab me in the back. Yeah, it's I think every 100 grams is gonna feel like a kilogram after 2 more days. It's probably my first bit of advice. Travel light. Travel very, very light. I'm not very good at that. Like, normally I carry around 31.5 kilograms. That's what I weighted in on all my bags. I'm usually the type of guy that's like, you know, if I've got space in my bag, I'll put in more stuff. And right now, it's going to be my downfall. The first checkpoint is that watermelon I see. Yeah, no. Hello, who's this little guy? Hey, hey, hello. Oh. They all along the route to the lost city. Ooh. There is gonna be stores like this one. It's like buy some drinks, some other stuff. It's pretty amazing what a very short rest and well, 2 pieces of watermelon can do. Yeah. I feel so refreshed and ready to keep going. Hello. Are we interrupting something? This is a village from the Kogi people. And in this village, I don't think people live here necessarily, but they only come here for ceremonies, and especially matrimonial ceremonies. So the boys, when they're 16 to 19, if I heard it correctly, and the girls, if they're 13 to 15.
When they have their first period.
Oh, when they have their first period, that's when they are, well, ready to be married, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, the people move over here. Do their thing. They have like a preparational hut, one separate for the men and the women, and they go over there and they make sure for 3 days in total.
3 days and the women I think 15 days.
Okay, so the boys 3 days of preparation, the women 15 days of preparation. I don't know why, but that's a thing apparently here. So yeah, that's what they do. They are still sticking to their old ways, which I think is actually kind of cool. During this preparational ceremony, the women actually harvest coca leaves and give it to the men because, well, the men apparently gets energy from that plant, whereas the women of the Kogi people, they have to be barefoot all the time because they get their energy from Mother Nature. So men have to get it from the plants, women get it from Mother Nature. And the Kogi people only have about 17,000 people left. So yeah, it's a pretty small tribe. Can I call it that? I'm not an anthropologist, so I don't know the official term. It's a people. Kogi people. Wow. Made it to the first lunch place! Woo! I could use some lunch. We've all been craving some soup. Provecho. Chicken and what else? What is this? I have no idea. But I'm very excited. Is it yuca? I haven't tried yuca before. What do you have instead? Lentils? Nice. Good. And we've got juice! Okay, so the final dish that we get is amazing. It's Oreos, but it's not just Oreos, it's Batman Oreos. No, 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 no. Well, this is a view. Lovely. Fire ants. Red ones. I think my first little bottle of, oh, yeah, there's something left. Yes, I thought it was, nice, 40%, 50% deed. Always great after an afternoon snack. Oh, I thought it was empty, but there's still something in it. Luckily, I also have another one because fucking hell, you need it in this jungle. There's so many mosquitoes, so many bugs. I checked before, don't worry about ticks in Colombia. I mean, worry about ticks, like don't leave them in there. But they don't have Lyme disease, so that's one less thing to worry about. Oh, the route is gonna take an interesting turn if it says danger of falling. And I need some dinosaurs to make this shot complete. I cannot really put a finger on it, but for some reason I absolutely love this rock. Okay, now I know. It fills me with nostalgia. This is like the prize rock from the Lion King. All it's missing is the platform. It's like, why do I like this rock so much? Now I know. It's great. Seems like a structurally sound bridge. Luckily there's not a dangerous current underneath or anything. Come on, it's at least 70% safe.
Oh yeah, I can feel it. It's very safe. It feels safe.
Okay, you've survived the most dangerous part of the trek. How do you feel?
Oh, now nothing can go wrong.
I have a surprise for you.
What's happening
The
next?
next hour and 15 minutes is nothing but up.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this is just the start of our 1 hour and 20-minute ascent. Something rustling, so I was like, yeah, exotic animal. It's a chicken. Hi. And for your well-deserved piña break. Woo! The biggest challenges we faced so far.
Shit.
Use the one on the right.
They would want something. Oh
Oh,
gosh. Biggest challenge failed.
shit. Oh.
Oh no. Okay, we are wet.
It's not wild animals. Do you know? Hi. Hi. Hello. You seem a little more wild than the ones I just encountered. See how far we're progressing towards the camp that we're going to. Earlier today, those messages were really kind of depressing to see that we're only like at 20%, even though we're super tired. But I'm fascinated, like absolutely awed almost by how much you recover from just like short breaks. And like when you're feeling like absolute shit and you take like a 5-minute break, drink some water, maybe get a little snack, you're just ready to go, ready to keep going. And right now, when we're nearing the end of our trail for today, yeah, when the messages are saying like we're at 85-93% of where we need to be, that's very comforting. Very comforting. Yeah. Another bridge! I love these jungle bridges.
Oh, he's speeding it up.
We made it! It's the camp! Hey! Oh shit! There is so many people here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, that normally it's between 70 and 150 people that sleep here, but sometimes it can be over 200 people, and they're just like, you know, you've been hiking together all day, so you know each other. You just, you know, sleep in bed with each other, and they put up hammocks everywhere. And yeah, it sounds interesting. Sounds like a lot of people bunched together, which is exactly what you want after hiking for several hours a day. Some people might be less excited about that, but still, it's cool. It's like a Boy Scout camp in the middle of the jungle. I mean, I love it. I love the vibe. You know, it's only temporary, so you know, it's a good place. It's a cool place. The little thing about this camp, it's called Campo Paraíso, so paradise camp, and I mean, that's one of the reasons why they call it paradise. And the next thing we're going to do is swim over there. Oh, it's actually... Oh, that's great. Just took a shower, which was lovely after a full day of hiking, but they were fucking cold. So mentally prepare yourself for that. Get on my bed appointed. We take a look at number 13. Yeah. Time for dinner. Very excited to eat. We got some pasta, some bread, some crackers, some cheese. As a cherry on top after the dinner, we got hot chocolate. So, first day of the hike is done. Something that I did not expect actually was that we would see so many indigenous people like walking around using the same path that we were using today, which is fun. Yeah, it was cool to see that this path is not just like a touristic hotspot, but there's actually people living their lives here. Over here, they are slowly forcing everyone to go to bed by like slowly turning off the lights, but it's only 7. This will truly be the last video of the day, but I just want everyone to admire this beauty of a pillow. It's nice and busy. Everybody's getting ready at the same time. 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, they turn on the lights and then everybody knows to wake up. Did you sleep?
Like a dog.
Like a dog?
Yeah.
Is that what you say in
Yeah.
Is that what you say in Finland?
Yeah.
That's fun. So we get some sausage, some bread, some, what's this called? Patacones? I have no idea. And some fruit. We can already see the sun coming up over our lovely little camp. Batman! Here we are on the road again, on to the lost city. Luckily, we will be able to keep our feet dry. We made it to the stairs, 1,200 of them in total. So these steps were built around 100 years ago, and the people who built them used the stones from the river. But then at some point there was a big flood for around 15 days. It kept raining non-stop, and the whole landscape down below changed. So now the rocks that you find here on the steps are not the same as the rocks you can find down there in the river. You guys holding up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bienvenida.
Here we are at the lost city. I can already hear and see so many more tropical birds than basically during the entire trip. So I'm very glad about that. I thought like, most of the animals that we've seen so far were domestic, so I'm very happy to see some wild animals as well. What you can see mostly are these like circles all over the place, and all of them used to be houses of the indigenous people that used to live here. Stone that we're seeing right here used to be, it's very old like everything here, but this used to be a map to the people that lived here. So these big lines used to be their rivers, the small lines in between were their stone roads. An interesting fact about these roads, like right now there's like a lot of dirt in between, but this didn't always used to be the case. Like it used to be the case that they were just like sort of loosely together, so that whenever someone was walking on top of them, they would hear them coming. So that's interesting. Once again, we're finding ourselves in some steps. We are at the most important part of the lost city. There are some parrots. Woo! And this place is pretty magnificent, especially now that the sun is shining. Now there's 2 of them. Toucanets. They make the craziest noises. Okay, I made it all the way to the... Those are the toucanets. I made it all the way to the top platform, and I mean, yeah, it's pretty. All the way to the top platform, so what's the only thing left to do is try and see if we can get even higher. There's like a small jungle path here, should lead somewhere. Otherwise, there's no. Ooh. So this is where you get the really good views. Well, I mean, there's nothing in front of it. Actually, slightly worried when I was going up that going down was not gonna be as easy. Okay, let's hope I don't. Whoa, fuck. Out over the vast stretch of jungle that is her territory. She pervades them as its supreme ruler. You can hear her roar. It's gone for a little bit, but he came back bearing gifts. Snacks. So a little bit of background information about this beautiful camp. We just had a history lesson from Jorge. In 1982, the first tourists actually arrived over here. And right now there's a decent path to get here, but back in those days there was barely a path at all, so they had to like cut their way through with machetes. And ever since that time, tourism was slowly on the rise, and there were quite a few people visiting it, but it came completely to a standstill in 2003 when a band of guerrilla fighters actually took over this area. And it was in the news for for quite some time because they kidnapped 8 tourists, and 3 of them they let them go pretty quickly because they got ill, but 5 of them were kept for over 100 days, and the local population was actually quite afraid that would mean that the tourists would stop to come because they were kind of intimidated by this place. But once the guerrilla fighters were out of here, tourists started to come back, and basically the place started booming like never before. And at the moment there's over 22,000 people visiting this place every single year. Even though the camps are equipped to handle 120 people comfortably, there are some times when there's over 200 people in the camp. But yeah, no, I would say still, even if there's 200 people in the camp and you have to sleep in a hammock, it's worth it. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Lost City, you can find these hollowed out rocks basically, and they were actually used to like crush up grains back in the day, and basically to prepare food. Just going to illustrate how it works. A little bit of water, some leaves.
Wow.
Pinches it.
No.
¿No?
Pueden,
Marrón.
pueden, poner.
¿Cris? ¿Cómo se llama Cris?
No.
Oh, it's rojo.
¿Rojo?
Púrpura.
It becomes
Púrpura,
red.
púrpura. Sí.
Qué bueno.
Oh, purple.
Morado.
Yeah.
Como un primero.
Ooh, it smells nice.
Yeah.
Mmm. It just looks like I'm bleeding now. And now we're all covered
We're matching.
in purple. Oh, nice, yeah. It matches with the shirts. There's these houses in the lost city, and the locals actually still live here. This house is one that belongs to a man, and this one is one that belongs to a woman. And the way you can tell the difference is that a house of a woman only has 1 door, and the house of a man has 2. And the main reason for this being is that with only 1 door, you've got more protection. Okay, so we're back where we started, and this was the end for us in the lost city. So now it's time to make our way back. Going up the stairs is one thing, but going down them, especially when it's slippery like it is today, it's gonna be a bit scary, or at least slightly dangerous. So we're gonna take it slow, take it easy, and then we're gonna make our way back. I see you, that Perlita. Bye.
Gracias.
Bye. Did not see as many wild animals as I'd hoped, and of course, that the trek isn't over yet. But I feel like at the lost city itself was our best shot to see some exotic animals. We saw some birds, but I was hoping for a toucan. There it is, the end of the stairs. 1200 up, 1200 down. Very happy to be eating lunch. Okay, we've got about half an hour left, and I'm gonna use that time wisely. Chill by the river, shoes off, and I think I'll take a little nap. I started feeling it when I was at Lost City, then at the camp it really started flaring up. My left knee is hurting quite a bit, even though I would say I'm in very good shape. Yeah, this constant walking is kind of taking its toll. It started raining just a little bit, and almost instantly, I don't know if you can hear it, probably not because it's pretty soft and distant, but the frogs start making noise. Like the moment it starts raining, I can hear the frogs, which is pretty cool. The rain is getting slightly worse, but decided to just keep going. I've got all my stuff inside my bag, got my rain cover on. Also, the important stuff that's not allowed to get wet is either in a dry bag or in a plastic bag. So I think I should be fine. Yeah, the rain gives this place a totally different vibe. It's definitely a rainforest, all right. I remember that just up ahead there is a sign that says this is an area with a danger of falling, and right now with the rain that's coming down, I think it's a little more dangerous than usual. So this would be my least favorite part to cross while it's raining. But I mean, I have to do it anyways. So just to lighten the mood a little bit, just in case I die here, you know, at least gotta go down smiling. I would like to tell you a little joke. So the past few minutes, I've seen a lot of mud. Before I saw a lot of horse shit on this track so far. But what is the brownest and stickiest thing that I've seen on this track so far? Give you a second to think about it while I try to come down here live. It's a stick! Okay, I've had to switch from my phone to my GoPro because my phone isn't waterproof and my GoPro is, because fuck, it's going crazy. I mean, it's alright. Like, it's not unbearable. But you know, since I have to walk in here for probably at least half an hour, 45 minutes more, might be better to make the switch. On the plus side, I don't have to worry about mosquitoes anymore. I made it to the camp where we're gonna sleep tonight. Okay, so I made it to the camp. I got ahead of the others quite a bit, so I just started a timer to see just how far ahead I've gotten. First ones are here after 8.5 minutes. It took 37 minutes, but everybody's here, and now we're gonna find our place to sleep. Again, a great bed. I just love these camps. They're just so cozy, and the beds were great last night. Like, I slept amazing. I mean, we were super tired, so of course we slept amazingly. But no mosquitoes whatsoever. It's quiet. Yeah, it's good fun sleeping here. So, end of day 2. What did we learn today?
I have 3 major lessons.
3.
Number 1, don't wear sneakers.
Don't wear sneakers, okay.
Wear proper hiking shoes.
How are your feet feeling at the moment?
The feet are okay, but it was super slippery because it was raining. Coming to lesson number 2. Bring proper rain gear. So we had rain jackets, but what we didn't bring, because I took it out of my backpack, was the cover for the backpack. So the backpack gets wet, and
all
also
your stuff is wet?
No, the stuff is okay, but the backpack is super wet. But I think it's also good to bring like waterproof bags for all the clothes. And lesson number 3, bring dulce. So sweets for the kids. So the indigenous kids, they always ask for sweets. And I think you can bring sweets or maybe some rain boots or something. I think they would like that too.
Are you promoting child obesity?
I'm promoting child obesity. I'm promoting child nourishment. Let's call it nourishment.
Nourishment with sugar.
With like little treats. So maybe healthy sweets. Let's bring healthy sweets. That would be recommendation number 3. That's it for today.
Perfect. We're just talking about how our legs are feeling super sore. I don't think my left leg has ever been this stiff, and this is coming from a guy who once broke both of his ankles. But
we're getting a cold.
Yes.
marijuana cream.
We are getting a cocaine marijuana cream that our tour guide
is getting it rubbed into her knees.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
we're very excited if this is going to be like a wonder cure or if it's just wasted on our knees. It smells really, really nice. So now if we can walk twice as fast tomorrow, then we know what's up. I think it was the massage rather than the rub, but actually my leg already feels so much better than it did, well, 5 minutes ago. Is day number 3, and because we are slightly ahead of everyone distance wise and we can take it easy today, we are the only ones left at camp. We got to sleep until 7 in the morning, which was almost 11 to 12 hours, and well, the knee feels great. A little bit too soon. The pain is not completely gone, but it is a lot better. So ready for today, but first a little bit of breakfast. First of today we have grilled cheese sandwiches. After a night of rain, you can clearly see that the black roof is drying up the quickest. As the sun is very effective in drying up the roof, it's a little bit too late for me to get my clothes in order. So once again, very glad that I brought so many plastic bags so that I can at least keep my wet clothes and my dry clothes separate. And we are off again. Second to last day. Here we go.
I'm leading the group.
No.
I'm leading the group now.
Okay, fair enough. I
Keep my spot, number 1.
like your tempo.
Yeah.
Blocking the road now.
I'm blocking the road.
So we made it all the way back to the ceremonial village. Dog! Hello! Since, gone so far ahead of my group, I think I earned myself a little bit of comfort while I wait for the other ones. So one of the great things about this track is that you can't really get lost. It's one way to the lost city, one way back. Well, we're in the shade right now, which is very nice, but today is a very, very hot day to go back to the start. Even our tour guide is struggling slightly, and I mean he does it almost every single day. So yeah, it's difficult. When it's difficult like this, even like a 1 or 2 minute break can really help you catch your breath and get ready for what's to come. Once again, we are well taken care of. This is the snack from the previous place, and now we're getting bananas. You guys made a new friend.
We made 2 new friends. Look at the other one in the back.
Hello.
He's very playful.
So this is what we're dealing with today. So much mud. Whoop. I almost passed the point for lunch, but luckily the chef, who's actually been traveling with us from point to point, spotted me and was like, no, you need to be here. So it's very fortunate, otherwise I would have kept going until I don't know where. We've arrived at our 3rd and final camp, which once again is a beauty. And we're actually headed down to the river, which is very close, and that's where we're gonna cool off and spend the rest of the day chilling, I guess. Chaos here. More animals on our trip. Oh, there's a bunch of them. So first thing that we're doing here at the river is we're gonna check out a waterfall. Just a little bit up ahead. They just told me we need to be a bit careful here because it's quite slippery, slightly dangerous. And I am very good at making dumb mistakes. And I would prefer it if, dumb mistakes would not mean the end of my life, my lucky life. So this is what it means, slightly dangerous. The GoPro suddenly drops, then it's for my own safety. Yeah, these are not the best shots, but I'd rather do bad shots and keep doing them than have these shots be the last I ever do. Was made to the end, and that's where I almost slipped. Okay. So this is why we came down here. I made it to the bottom. I don't know if it's safe for me to try and get closer. Very slippery. Ah! It's cold. It's wet. Woo! Now it's starting to rain again, just like yesterday, so let's move back to the camp as fast as possible. Got really excited because we saw this beauty in the tree, but it's a pet. Oh, okay. We have been traveling together for the past 3 days. We've been walking. We've been walking a lot. So I think we have found the lost city, made it all the way there. So I think we need to cheers at least a little bit. Yeah. Okay, here's a bottle of something. I don't know what it is. Here's some cups. So I think we all deserve a little drink tonight.
That's so nice.
So we need to cheers to something. I would say that we cheers to the body part that is hurting the most. So when we cheers, just shout it out. So, my left knee. Es rico? Yeah, no, it's high time we go to sleep. It's 8:30. Hey, bye bye. See you tomorrow. Nobody here at 8:30. We are the party people. Today is the last morning of our 4-day hike. We're waking up early again, even though we don't have to walk that far, because the last part of the hike we're not gonna have any vegetation protecting us from the sun. So in order not to burn too much and to keep it slightly doable, we'll be walking early. Our last breakfast, some kind of cake thing filled with egg. It's nice. Look at this majestic dinosaur. I have a new best friend now. Unless he's gonna poop on my shoulder, then he's no longer my best friend. Why are you looking the other way? Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I'll miss you too. I'll miss you too. We've started our final ascent. It's 7:30, and I'm very glad the tour guide decided that we're gonna do this in the morning and not when the sun is directly overhead or if there's more sun. Right now it's still pretty cool, but already it's pretty harsh. It's killing you. So yeah, listen to you guys. I've Slightly lost my group again, but I got someone in return. Let's put our relationship to the test. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Woo. Once again, such a beautiful sight. And I mean the jungle, and you as well, you little buddy. Yeah. I wonder what this dog is called. Bruno, Alfred, Steven, Bill, Timmy, Vincent. Hey, Vincent! Is your name Vincent? I was not expecting you to. You don't look like a Vincent. Vincent! Oh, you do? Okay. Well, now I know. Hi, Vincent. Let's get going. My knee is still slightly banged up, so I can't keep up with Vincent all the time. But he's a good motivator to keep going. Sit down for a bit. Made it to the starting point. Yeah. Hey, made it to the final part, which was earlier than expected. From now on, it's only going to be downhill, which you think is a good thing, but actually, with the Vincent, the state of my knee right now, I would rather be climbing. He's running up ahead, so I'm wondering if he'll come back if I don't show up for a few seconds. Uh-oh. Just when I stopped filming, there he is. There he is. Hey. There goes Vincent. There goes Vin. There goes Vincent. Yeah, there goes Vin. There goes Vincent. There goes Vin. There goes Vincent. The Vincent. The Vincent. The Vincent. The Vin. Vincent. The Vin. I like the color of the white sand. Little brown spot. That is Vincent over there. After 4 days of walking, I am ready for this hike to come to an end. Vincent, I'm not used to being the one that's slowing down the group. Shit, you're a rocket. Vincent, what are you doing? Why'd you go down there? Look how dangerous that is. Finn! Vincent! You could have died! I know you don't really like waiting. You just want to go straight to the end. But these legs, they need some rest, man. Let me see if I can do my buddy Vincent here a favor. Hi, Vincent. Want some water? Yes. There you go. You're in that. We are getting there. Almost back at the starting point. It's it! We made it! It's here! Come! Vincent! Come! Okay. We made it back. Woohoo! It is the route again. We were brought up to this point with motorcycles, and that saved us, I guess, about 3.5 kilometers, so four and a half. So let's say that the first day we almost walked 19 kilometers all the way from over there to over there. Then we went up and down back to the camp over there. Went back to Cabana Wiba, and then today we went all the way back down again. We made it back to the camp, but at what cost? Vincent did not make it. I don't think he understood the last thing I said to him. I don't know if he's gonna show up, but we had a good run. It was nice to meet you, Vincent, if you ever see this video, which you probably won't. It was fun. It was nice to get to know you.
How
are you
long
doing?
did you arrive?
Very important.
30 minutes?
The walking sticks, vitally important, precious cargo. Let's hope they can be of use to someone else as well. And we've made it back. We have our final lunch here. We are very excited to have our last lunch. And this was it, I guess. I need to take a 1 hour motor ride to go to my hostel, and all my stuff barely fits on. But muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti.
Hi. It's been a few days since I've done the Lost City trek, and right now I've completely recovered from my injuries, and now it is time for some conclusions and some recommendations. First of all, the question that I tried to give an answer to in this video is whether this trek is worth the money. And let's look at the money for a moment, because it is in total $350 with everything included. So basically you've got 4 days all taken care of for $350. Normally in Colombia I would spend around $35 a day. So 4 days versus 10 days, which I could normally do with the money, seems like a pretty bad deal. However, if I spend $35 a day, it is not a day that I'm doing like awesome activities, because on those kind of days I would usually spend up to double or even more in order to do something. So in that sense, you know, you are getting full-time, you're getting amazing views, you're getting activities every single day, you've got people taking care of you. So in general, you know, if you look at the amount of days in which you need to pay, it's kind of fair. Okay, second conclusion, which pertains to the effort that this hike takes. I would recommend only doing this if you're in decently good shape. Like you need to be able to carry your own weight, because even though all of us from our group were in pretty good shape, all of us had some old injury or new injury popping up during the course of the 4 days. If you find that you're getting one of those injuries, then in general sticks really do help. And if you're really having trouble, then ask your guide, and they'll probably have like miracle cures or something, massages, in order to, well, kind of get you back in shape. Conclusion number 3, about the environment and the wildlife that you encounter. So I was slightly disappointed by the amount of wildlife that we actually got to see. Most of the animals that we saw were domesticated, and I think the main reason for this is that is a touristic highway, so the animals kind of know when to stay away, because there's just too many people out there. Also, something that did not happen to us, but I heard it from other people and other groups, if you put on your shoes, make sure that you shake them a bit. It happens every now and then that spiders get in, and you don't want them biting your foot, so watch out for those. Conclusion number 4, the services that are provided. So all in all, I would say the trek is beautifully organized. There's amazing services, good food, good beds, extra blankets available if you're cold, and although I brought a lot of snacks, which were very welcome at the time, they were definitely not a necessity. Everything that you need will be taken care of during the course of those 4 days where you walk up and walk back to the Lost City. So, and then the Lost City itself. It's very cool. I thought it was very beautiful. It's probably, I think, not as amazing as Machu Picchu. So if you're going to Peru and you're debating which of the two you should do, probably Machu Picchu is the better choice. But still, it's very nice, very impressive. You can take some amazing photos over there to spice up your Instagram, and all in all, it's like the kind of trip that makes you fall in love with traveling again. It's not just about the destination, it's mostly about the travel, because you find yourself once again in unpredictable circumstances, in beautiful environments. You're completely disconnected from the outside world because your phone does not have any service and there's no Wi-Fi anywhere, and we found that even within the course of 2 or 3 days, our day-night rhythm was completely reset. Like the moment it got dark, we got tired, and the moment the sun came up, we were fully awake. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's always fun to push your body to the limits and just see what you can do. So these were my conclusions, and now for my recommendations. I would have a ton of recommendations, but I've chosen to limit it to 5 main recommendation. My first recommendation is to choose Ecosierra. There's a total of 9 organizations that organize tours to the Lost City, but Ecosierra is the only one that employs the people that actually live near the Lost City. And 50% of all their profits are donated to both the indigenous people that live over there and to wildlife preservation in the area. And they are the only company that actually does this. And you know, if you're making use of these beautiful surroundings and this beautiful nature, then it's always good to give a little bit back, and choosing EcoSierra will help you to do so. Number 2 of my recommendations is to bring plastic bags. Bring all of the plastic bags that you have, because like your stuff is gonna get wet. Whether it's from rain, whether it's from sweat, whether it's from, I don't know, accidentally falling in a river, you are gonna get completely soaked, and you don't want your wet stuff and your dry stuff to mix. Also, there's so many people in the camps, and there's only so many good drying spots. Not every spot is in the sun, so your stuff is not gonna dry up from the next day. So in order to keep your dry stuff dry and your wet stuff wet, the wet stuff not to influence your dry stuff, put it all in plastic bags. Also, stuff like your chargers, your toilet paper, your underwear, your socks, like put each of them in a separate plastic bag, because you don't want your clothes or anything to get wet. Then my recommendation number 3. Of course, like I said, it's not just about the destination, it's about the trip. So don't forget to stop and enjoy the surroundings every now and then. You're walking through beautiful nature, through amazing jungle, and take a moment to stop every now and then and just take it in and see what's around you. And something that ties in beautifully with that is my recommendation number 4, which is to stay at the front of your group. Because if you're at the front of your group, every now and then you've got to have to wait for the people in the back, so you can actually like choose the point where you want to stay still. So if you choose a point where you have like a beautiful view, you can actually enjoy the surroundings a little bit more. But also, like, staying in front of groups, make sure that actually your the short breaks that you get every now and then turn into way longer breaks. Like for me, sometimes whereas the other people had like a 10-minute break, for me it was half an hour, which really helps to keep up your energy. Once you're all the way at the back, it also gets way harder to actually catch up with the front and to catch your breath in general. Because we have to get going, we have to make it to the camp before sundown. So like it happens very often that the people who are at the back of the group are finally made it back to the rest of the group, and then the moment that they're there, we keep going straight away. So the people at the back don't even get a break, whereas the other ones could like chill for 10 minutes, regain their strength, and keep going once again. So put in a little bit of effort and stay at the top of the group, but of course don't strain yourself. The guide will make sure that if you're slower, that you know you don't just get lost in the jungle. And recommendation number 5, like I should not even have to say this, but wear hiking boots. If you don't wear hiking boots, it's gonna be too slippery. You're gonna ruin either your feet or your ankles. Just don't do it. This is not a hike that should be done on anything else but hiking boots. So these were my top 5 recommendations, and I would love to end it with one more story, which is I heard from a guy who decided to not go with an organization but go all the way by himself. Bottom line, don't do this. His main so he went by himself. Like normally whenever you go, you get a bracelet that says you're part of an organization that you're going with, and they know that you're supposed to be there. And the moment that they realize that you don't have one of those bracelets, or that you're walking by yourself, like they will communicate it to all of the camps that there is one person going by themselves. So the guy that I knew had to find different accommodations, which he could only find by sleeping with the indigenous people, which you could say is a pretty amazing experience, but it ended up costing him a lot of money. And also at the end, he still had to bribe his way out, because he had to change his appearance. He had to like shave, put on different clothes, make sure that the people didn't recognize him anymore. But at the end, they still found out, and he ended up paying more than $600 to basically, make it out. So whatever you do, don't go by yourself. Like if you stick to the rules in Colombia, you don't notice the problems that are going on in the background, but like many of the areas in Colombia, the area of the last city is still very much controlled, in the background by the cartels, and a lot of the money that you pay of the $350 actually goes into the cartels to make sure that they allow you to go there, With the organizations, they don't bother you at all, but they will start bothering you if you go by yourself. So just do not do it. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if this video was useful for you, if you liked my entire journey, or if you've just watched the conclusion and recommendations. Please let me know. I'd love to know what kind of videos I want to keep on making in the future. So give me some feedback, and well, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.